Welcome back to the Raven. Let's check out this gigantic tape recorder.
The tape recorder is older than the hills, but it was once very expensive. Top of the range. And it doesn't come cheap.
Well, this is a luxury cruise, right?
Strange. There's only one reel. And it's the wrong one.
What does that mean?
No sign of the original reel.
So it caught something, maybe.
A reel made by Zeibling. I know the brand. Zeibling's tapes can be overwritten many times without losing quality. They're used in offices so that executives can record messages for the secretaries on the same tape over and over again. But they're not good for much else. They're robust, but they don't offer much in terms of sound quality.
Okay, let's take it. As evidence and all that jazz. Anything else here? Seems not. Okay. I guess they went maybe a little overboard with the way that everything kind of glows around characters. Because, like, I don't know why he has a reflection on that portmanteau, whatever. Because I don't think that'd be shiny, and yet you can clearly see his reflection in it, sort of. Wait. I saw my hand over something. Let me hit the space bar. I swear there was something else. Maybe not. Okay. Oh yeah, lock and chain. I'll check that first.
The door frame was damaged when Dr. Gebhardt kicked it in. The real question is, why was the door locked in the first place?
Or how? Because you made it sound like it was amazing that it was able to be locked. Even though I wouldn't have thought it's odd that it had a lock, but apparently it does, so... Mystery solved?
Assuming the murderer isn't a magician, and the Baroness locked the door herself before she went to bed, the murderer couldn't have left the cabin through the door. So, the murderer must have still been in here when Dr. Gebhardt kicked the door in. Which is unlikely because someone would have seen him. Or he found another way out of the cabin.
I don't remember how quickly we left the cabin once we saw that the Baroness had been shot. So it's possible he was able to hide somewhere and then slip out behind us, maybe.
The mannequin surely came with the cabin. A mannequin for the Baroness's clothes would have a more generous figure.
Ha. Anything else about it? No? Okay. Yeah, no other clickables around here that I see. Painting?
Sunflowers. By Van Gogh, I presume. He liked to paint that sort of thing. Can't be an original. They cost thousands of francs.
Well, I guess just worth pointing out just in case. Okie dokie. Still need a way to get in the vase. Excuse me. The vase. Let's see if there's anything off screen here. Ah, look at that.
Something's under there.
I know, that's why I clicked on
More
it.
feathers. And they're singed as well. I'll put them with the others.
Well, now how can you tell which is which? You really should have had more of those little envelopes with you.
Apparently, the Baroness didn't have time to unpack her bags. Or rather, didn't have time to tell her butler to unpack them for her.
Where is her butler, by the way? We haven't heard anything about him.
Sifting through all that would take ages. But here, the Baroness's handbag.
So when did she get that back? Her purse.
A small leather-bound book. 1964 is engraved on it. This must be the Baroness's diary.
Yeah, so... did she lose her purse or her handbag? It may have been they may be using the same... different words for the same thing. But if it is what she lost, then how did she find it? Where was it? Did we just miss out on that? Because I feel like we didn't really have any options before.
Cosmetics, a handkerchief, a spectacles case. Nothing special.
Okay, well, let's check out the diary then.
Let's see. Yes, it's a diary, all right. Difficult to read.
Is it the same handwriting as the letter? Or the
No
note?
entry from yesterday.
I'd like to see it.
A brief, sober description of what she's done recently. Met Morris, arranged benefit concert for renovation of Louvre southeastern wing, Times photo shoot for Eye of Sphinx, BM, poor excuse for photographer, too fidgety, and so on.
I really want to look at her handwriting, though.
This entry looks strange. The handwriting is shaky, difficult to read. Dreamt of Bubby. Yesterday would have been his birthday. Next week, Jay's.
So, I guess she has some dead children or something? Such is my assumption, my rather grim assumption.
The Baroness was a very busy woman, and it looks like she had to cope with the loss. She writes about Bubby and Jay. Neither seem to be alive anymore. Almost every family lost loved ones in the war. Maybe hers as well.
Fair enough.
I'll
Let's
leave
take
it there. I
What?
don't have time to read all of it.
I don't care. Take it anyway. Okay, he won't. Fine. I really think we should compare the handwriting on the message from the Baroness to that, because I kind of suspect that whoever was in here could have scribbled that down to throw us off the case, but maybe the game just isn't going that direction. Fair enough. Maybe I'm just too suspicious.
The
Porthole.
portholes face the side deck. If someone climbed out of the cabin through a porthole, Legrand and I would have seen them.
Look anyway.
The portholes are locked. One cannot open or close them from outside. It's the same problem as with the door. If someone left the cabin through the porthole, how did they lock it? And the Baroness wasn't shot from outside. The doctor said she was shot at close range.
Okay, here's my thinking. He shot the Baroness. When he heard people coming, he dropped and rolled underneath the mattress. And it's a feather mattress. So, he either got some feathers on him from the shooting, or some feathers dropped out from underneath it as he was getting up and leaving after the fact. Because I'm pretty sure none of us had a chance to look underneath the bed. I don't think we would have thought of that. Maybe.
There's still blood on the mattress. The sheet and the blanket have already been removed. To analyze them, I suppose.
Yeah? Well, it doesn't look like the shot punctured the mattress, so maybe I was wrong on that. Yes.
Nothing.
You've got some huge boobs, buddy. Just saying.
The blood spot is the only sign that someone committed a crime in here. Somehow... That's odd. The blood is so red. Shouldn't it gradually darken in the air? Turn brown?
She wasn't actually shot. She wasn't dead. The doctor's in on it. He shot a pillow for the shot, and then they stuffed it inside of the vase, and he's just pretending that she's dead, and actually she just poured some wine on there, and it's all a ruse, and that's my theory.
The unusual color of the blood could be something that Legrand and Dr. Gebhardt missed last night. All cats are gray in the dark, as the saying goes. I should take a sample.
How? How?
The unusual color of the blood could be something... All cats...
Okay, well, how would we take a sample? Some feathers? No. I don't see how we take a sample of any of these things. Wait. Oh, just examine again.
I guess our stowaway knocked me out. Whatever his story is, he's not a thief. Nothing's missing from my wallet.
Well, he's just not a petty thief, that's all. Could still be a thief. Why does it examine the blood spot thing way over here?
The unusual all cats are...
Take a sample. Again, how? So we got a vase that's got something in it we can't reach, and a blood spot that we need a sample from that we can't get. Okay. So we got those two things, plus also that bottle that belongs to the constable, which we can't pick up yet. And I don't see anything that would give us a means of doing so. Well, let's go back out. We've discovered quite a bit of things. Quite a few things. Ah, of course, something changed, so I guess that's why.
The Baroness's butler looks like he didn't get much sleep. I would describe his facial expression as worried.
He always kind of has that face going.
Hello, Mr. Inch.
Oh, Constable, hello.
You look the worse for wear. It must
What a
be
terrible name
for you.
Quite terrible. No one will hire me now.
Excuse me?
My mistress was murdered. Would you hire a butler who's been mixed up in a murder?
But if it turns out that you're not guilty...
If. But what if not? Who else would they blame? There are no gardeners on this ship.
I understand your problem.
I don't.
Under these circumstances, I'm sure you'd answer some questions that could help clear your name, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Well, tell us about last night.
Did you notice anything suspicious last night?
No, sir. After the Baroness went to the saloon, I went to the forecastle. I was there until the alarm went off. I went to the side deck and arrived shortly after Professor Lucien and Miss Miller. We found you and Inspector Legrand there. You were unconscious, and the inspector asked us to take care of you.
Wow, a lot of options here.
Did you hear the gunshot?
No, just the alarm, sir.
Well, tell us about your leisure time.
You said you were on the forecastle. It sounded like the Baroness let you have the rest of the night off.
Not entirely, sir. One of the crew informed me that the Baroness wanted to be roused at 10:15.
Right. Why was that?
I suppose that she wanted to toast the success of the journey with the captain and the other passengers.
She hadn't intended to take a nap, then?
That was not her way, sir. She had a lot of spirit, shall we say, when it came to social engagements and a glass or two of champagne.
Nice way to put it.
The Baroness's cabin seems to have been ransacked.
Indeed, sir, by the Baroness herself.
Really?
She was searching for something the entire afternoon.
And did she find it?
I think she did, sir, yes. She was in high spirits when she finally left her cabin.
You wouldn't happen to know what she was looking for, would you?
I'm afraid not.
What was she looking for? I mean, my guess would have been the key, but I don't know why she'd leave satisfied, because the inspector had it. So what could she be looking for that she lost? I don't know.
Would you describe the Baroness as orderly?
Well, she always had a lot of responsibilities, sir.
That doesn't answer my question.
She used to take a lot of luggage on journeys, and I helped her keep track of it as best I could. She was always very angry when she couldn't find something.
What about the photos and the documents I saw in her cabin?
I really don't know. They were out of bounds to me, sir. Memories from the war, I'd say. They meant a lot to her.
Fair enough.
The Baroness seemed to be pretty drunk the last time I saw her.
Is that so?
Does that surprise you? Did the Baroness not drink?
Oh, yes, she drank. It was no secret.
I understand. How serious was her habit?
Serious enough, sir.
Was she under any medical supervision?
Certainly not, sir. She adamantly refused to see a doctor. Like so many elderly women, she had a distinct aversion to hospitals and the like.
Yeah, well, that fits with what we've heard from the doctor.
How long had you worked for the Baroness?
6 months, sir.
Only 6 months. I always thought that butlers stayed with their employers for decades.
Those decades have to start at some point, Constable. Her former butler wasn't able to fulfill his duties any longer. Gout, sir.
I understand.
I took on his duties and hoped for a secure position for the next 20 years.
That sure sucks for you, doesn't it?
May I ask what happened to your arm?
A souvenir from the war, sir.
Doesn't it hinder your work?
Yes, sir. Obviously.
I didn't mean to offend you.
The Baroness had a soft spot for disabled veterans. I think she'd been through a lot herself.
I think that's all for now.
Please, sir, find the murderer. You have to clear me of all suspicion.
Next time on The Raven, we look for more clues and hopefully find some way to clear this poor man of all suspicion. I'm not sure what he means is wrong with his arm. Because I didn't notice anything wrong, and I didn't see anything that's obviously amiss, but okay, whatever. Next time on The Raven. See you then.